Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. I'm gonna set up this room real quick and then we can get started. 6:20 right now, so we got about 10 minutes till market open. Let's get this all set up and then we're gonna be good to go. So we got this right here. Today is Tuesday, November 16th. So I think today is going to be a little more volatile than yesterday, but we'll see. I'll check the news. I know it's going to be volatile Wednesday through Friday, but I think today it's going to be a little better than yesterday. So let me just go set everything up right here. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. It's good for the most part. All right, guys, looks like we're good for the most part right here. Let me just get everybody into the room real quick. Once everyone makes their way into the room, we'll get started. So good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a great week so far. It's only Tuesday, so not too much going on. I didn't really take many trades yesterday or this week, in general. I took like one trade yesterday, one trade the day before that. But other than that, market's been kind of slow. Usually it's slow on Mondays anyway, so it's not a surprise. However, we are expecting it to possibly pick up Wednesday through Friday. So we got a few minutes for people to make their way in. Once people make their way in, we can get started with our analysis for the day. So let's see. Cool. Morning, Miles. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Maria. Morning, Peter. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, everybody. So today is Tuesday, November 16th. Let me check the news real quick. I don't think we really have too much today. I know we do have some news events today, but not too many. So today on Tuesday, we have we had core retail sales at 5:30, retail sales as well, import prices, industrial production, capacity utilization. Everything here was bullish. So you can see everything here was not bullish, but positive. Again, at 7, we have business inventories, NAHB housing market index. Not going to affect the market too much. Very light news. However, you guys want to keep in mind at 9, we have Fed member Barkin, Fed member Bostic speaking. So it says light news here, but you're not really sure what they're going to say or what they're going to cover. I don't know any details as to what they're going to discuss, but it is happening at 9. We'll be off the live session by then. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Anyways, morning, Jennifer, morning, Matt, morning, Al, morning, everyone. So give it a few more minutes for people to make their way in. Then we'll start with our analysis of US 30 and the market in general. So let's give it a few more minutes for people to make their way in. All right, this looks good. Looks good. Solid. All right, so looks like we can get started shortly. Let's give it a few more minutes. All right, anyways, it's 6:23 right now, so we have about 7 minutes till market open. Let's go ahead and take a look at the retail sentiment. So retail sentiment is currently 60% short, meaning that there's about 60% of retail traders who are short right now in the market. As you guys can see, it didn't really change much from yesterday. Yesterday was at 61%. It barely moved to 60%, so not very much of movement there. Other than that, let's check out the fundamentals right now. Currently 51 points in the green right now, so somewhat bullish, but we'll see when the market actually opens. Now let's go over to the charts. So looking over here at the 1 minute, currently the market is indecisive. You can see that price just kind of bounces back and forth between the pivots right here. Trade meter keeps changing from green to red to blue. Right now it's a green because it's above the pivots, but I don't really expect it to be very smooth until it actually pushes in one direction or the other. Going over here on the 3 minute, same situation. Price is currently just bouncing between the pivots over here. Trend meter is blue, meaning that price is indecisive. However, we do have a bullish bias because price is above the pivots. However, overall, not very strong. Same with the 10 minute here. You can see price was somewhat bullish about 3 hours ago until now. And then the past hour or two, it's just been going sideways. So from here, you can see that it is bullish overall. However, looking at the pivots here, it's pretty much just going sideways for the most part. I mean, you guys can just draw lines there and you can see exactly what I mean by that. It's just ranging, right? So looking at the technicals here, no real bias. It's pretty much just going sideways for the most part. It's going sideways on the 1 minute, 3 minute, and 10 minutes. So it just indicates that price is, it's just very indecisive, right? So we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. Hopefully it picks up a bit. I was hoping it'd have some movement due to the news at 5:30, but you can see right here, 5:30 passed, not really much happened. Kind of just came down a little bit, and then now it's coming back down. However, from my perspective, I think it's probably going to be bullish today because of the fact that retail sentiment is still short, but who knows? We'll see what happens next. The retail sentiment isn't that strong, 60%. So this can easily shift down to the 50s at any moment. So we'll see what happens there. However, price, just looking at price right now, it looks like it can be somewhat, it can be charging for a bullish push, especially right here because it's at the Asia high. So if it does reject off here, it can just bounce off, but who knows? We'll follow along and see how that goes. It's 6:26 right now. Market is opening in about 4 minutes. So when the market does open, we can determine where the fundamentals are currently going to be pointing. So we'll see what happens shortly. Until then, we'll just be sitting tight from now. So let's see, I'll continue letting people into the room. Other than that, I think we should be pretty solid for the most part. So you can see right there, price is starting to push up a little bit. It's kind of like what I was anticipating, somewhat of a bullish push right there. But yeah, other than that, let me see if there's anything else right here for me to look at. Yeah, not at all. So, I mean, it's pretty much just a waiting game, guys. We're going to wait until the market opens in 3 minutes. And then when the market does open, we should see some volatility, at least some volatility push one direction or the other. Hey, Lisa, morning. Nice. Dialing in from Jakarta Airport. Nice. Are you heading back home so you can have a laptop to use? And Lisa's always traveling. It's crazy how much you travel. Morning, Fahad. Morning, David. Morning, everyone. So guys, market is opening in about 3 minutes. What I'm going to do here is I'll just put up the strategies here so that we'll be ready when the market does actually open, so that we're not rushing through with that. It just makes it a whole lot easier for us to have these open already, instead of us having to pull it up when the market is already running. All right. Draw a line here at market open so that we know where market opens from. There we go. There's going to be the snipe strategy. See if there's any zones around here. And we are approaching the holidays. So guys, just keep in mind that, when we approach the holidays, market is going to slow down a bit. Thanksgiving is next week. So, volatility is definitely going to slow down because a lot of people are just taking a break from trading, right? A lot of people are traveling to go back home for the holidays. So you're probably going to expect volatility to be pretty low around now. Not around now, but it's going to happen. It's bound to happen, a week prior, which is, that's this week. It's a week prior to now, because you're going to see a lot of people traveling back home, and people are just, they're just taking a break from trading, which is normal. It's fine. People have to take breaks sometimes. It's just the way that the game works. So we'll still be live. I mean, I'll still be trading. I trade even during the holidays, but how you've seen the market move yesterday and probably today, it's probably gonna be a little slow unless there's like news events going on. That's normal. So don't think that the market's moving slow for no reason. It's moving slow because of the holidays, also because there just isn't much going on. Just looking at retail sentiment, you expect this to move, but it's not really moving very much. And it's no surprise. If you've been trading for a while, you guys know how the market moves. It moves in seasons. and you get used to it. So market is now open, guys. So let's check this out. You can see the bullish move that we were anticipating. But we'll check the fundamentals first to confirm it. Make sure we're not just hopping into something random here. So there goes that bullish move right there. If it does close with this buy signal, technically it would be a breakout to the upside for an entry, but I'm not going to be taking it. Obviously, it's such a big move right there that it's probably going to have to pull back. It might not even close this strong. What might happen is it might close, it might pull back, have a huge wick on top, and then it'll bounce around. So let's look at the fundamentals real quick, refresh this. It's currently up 87 points. Not very strong, but I mean, it is up. Looking like Home Depot is the winner right now. It's basically what's propping price up so high. But you guys can see from right here, huge wick, right? So there's a big wick right there. Not really something that I want to hop into just yet. But we'll see what happens here. So big wick right there. It didn't even close with buy signal. So there's no entry there for the breakout. However, if this candle right here closes with the strong green candle, then technically this would be a breakout entry. So something that you guys want to look out for here. Let's see. So this right here is moving along. We have about 30 seconds left on this candle right here. If this candle closes with the buy signal and also closes a strong green candle, then technically there would be an entry here for a breakout. However, I would expect it to be a little risky due to the fact that the market is just kind of bouncing around. So you can see right there, there's a lot of indecisiveness. So there's no entry right there. Obviously, price pushes up and it pulls right back down before the candle closes. So I'll follow it and we'll see what happens here. But obviously, there's no breakout there. We need a strong green candle with the buy signal present. If we have that, then we can take it for a breakout. However, right now, just looking at how the market's moving currently, it doesn't really look very, very stable. So you can see prices coming back down right here, which is completely fine. Pretty much just waiting for this to confirm. But if it doesn't confirm, then it's completely fine. So let me just go over here to 635. This is basically the cutoff for the breakout. Breakout doesn't come out by 635, then we don't take the breakout. We haven't been taking the breakout lately because the market has just been pretty back and forth. That hasn't really been smooth as it was prior, where we can take the breakout and feel confident about it. Lately, it's kind of just been bouncing back and forth. So again, right here, if this candle here closes, this would technically be, no, there's two. Technically, this would be the breakout right here, but I'm not going to take it like I mentioned. It's too risky right now to take this trade because price just keeps bouncing back and forth. There's no clear stability, no clear direction as to where price is going. However, if you guys were to take the breakout, and the thing with this is that this is a little subjective right here. You guys know the requirement where you want to confirm that the wick on top isn't very big. I wouldn't consider this very big, but it's bigger than I'd like. So I would mark this up here for the breakout, because I know some of you guys still do take the breakout, even though I don't take it. I'm not taking it, so I don't recommend anyone else take it. If you guys want to take it, it's up to your own risk. But, I'm warning you right now that I do think it's a risky trade. It's the reason why I'm not taking it myself. Breakout TP. And if it hits, it hits. It's going to hit as a risky entry. But it's not one that I want to take because this is a 500 pip move. It's a lot bigger than the other scalps that we take, where it's about the same, but it's just a little more riskier because the market's a lot more volatile. Because what can happen is price will pull up, then it'll pull down, then it'll pull up, then it'll pull down, and then you just won't be sure as to what direction it's going. And you can see it's pushing up right here, which is perfectly fine. That's what it's supposed to do. It's just I'm not trying to take that risk hopping into something like this and not being 100% confident about the trade. So I have the alert set up. Whoever wants to take it, you're welcome, but I'm not taking it. I don't really recommend anyone else take it, but some people, it just depends on you, right? Everyone's a different type of trader. Some people have more risk tolerance than others. Some like taking risky trades. They like that adrenaline on market open. So it's there and it's pushing up. So it's looking good, but it's cool. I'm going to wait for the next scalps to come up. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go here to the 1 minute, and then I'm going to drop the times that we usually look out for 6:30 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 12. Solid. All right, so we got that all set up right there. We got the breakout over here running and whatnot. And as you guys can see, price is coming right back down, right? That's exactly why I didn't want to take this trade. If you guys do take the trade, you guys got to remember to move your stop loss and profit. If I was to take this trade, or if I was in it, I would have moved my stop loss and profit already. I probably would have gone kicked out of the trade. It's just too volatile. However, it's probably going to keep pushing up, but we'll see. We'll follow it and we'll see how it plays out. Otherwise, we will be looking for other entries using the high-low scalp or using the 1 minute pivot scalp right here. Morning, Dave. Morning, Fahad. Fahad said lots of news today. Yeah, I saw the news early on the calendar. There was news like about an hour ago. There's a couple of news events coming up shortly too. Lisa said he has to have a new MacBook waiting. Took a loss, had to trade before my flight. Probably watching the session for now. Yeah, no, definitely, Lisa. Duggan said DAX had a nice push higher after open today. Sorry, guys, I got some short line. There we go. Duggan said DAX had a nice push higher after open today. FTSE went up and crashed back down below opening price. Could be a slow day. Currency markets are slow, in my opinion. I agree. Yeah, no, definitely, Duggan. The market has kind of just been going back and forth for the most part. Not just with US30, but like with all the other assets. So here's the breakout. Looks like it's about to hit full TP. And there you go. Full TP for whoever caught it. Like I mentioned, I didn't take a trade myself because I thought it was risky, but for whoever caught it, congrats to you guys, and see that the strategy still works perfectly fine. It's just a little riskier with regard to the current conditions. So I'll give an update in the group to those who took it so that you guys know that, it's time to pull out of the trade, because I know some of you guys don't necessarily pull out of the trade when you're supposed to. You kind of just wait for me to give you guys the update. Which is not necessarily a good thing. You guys should definitely have your alert set up, or you should be paying attention to the trade so that you guys know when to pull out. But I'll give you guys a little update in the group for those of you who are just waiting. I know some people like to get greedy. It's the same people who like taking the trade. They like holding on to it and waiting for it to push higher. However, in a lot of situations like that, it's best to just either move your stop loss and profit or just pull out, because there's going to be other trades available. It's not the only trade that's available for you to take. So great work to everyone here. I'll look over the profits. So if you guys took the trade, you guys can send your profits in the group, and then we'll add them to the list today. So let's see. Rick said accidentally hit sell. Damn it, at least made it back. Yeah. So Rick accidentally took the wrong side, but then he took the buy, made it right back. So he made profit. He's in profit, 512. He made 1,107 off that trade. However, he took a little accident right there, which is okay, Rick. It happens. Albert over here logged in a total of 530, all wins and no losses. He took the buy there for the breakout. So great work right there, Albert. Great work amongst everyone here. So whoever took the trade, great work. And you guys can see that it's, you can tell who the risk takers in the group are. People who take the trades when I say it's risky. Albert took it, great work. Rick took it, great work. Vincent over here took it as well. He's up 3,510. So great work right there, Vincent. Yeah, so I mean, so far so good. You guys can see, some people here like to take more risks. Some people don't. Like myself, I don't like taking unnecessary risk. So I don't take it, but I do provide it for you guys if you guys do want to take it. So I mean, it's really up to you. It's here's the thing that I want to like clear up for like certain people. Like, it's your account, guys. I'm not trading your account. So if you take the trade and you lose, you got to accept that loss. If you take the trade and win, then great, you accept that win. But you guys can't take the trade and lose and then want to blame something or someone, or take the trade and win, or not take the trade and it wins and then you blame something or someone for not taking the trade, right? You're your own person. So if you want to take the trade, take the trade. If you don't want to take the trade, don't take the trade. If you can't decipher the difference between that, then trading is probably not for you, because you got to make your own decisions when you guys trade. I'm not here to tell you exactly what to do. I'm here to give you options and give you my analysis. If I think it's risky, I'm gonna tell you it's risky. If I don't think it's risky, then I'm gonna take the trade too. But I thought it was risky, so I didn't take the trade. Anyways, going back to the analysis here, let's see what's next. So I'm gonna look this is the high. This is the low right here. This low is already touched, so it's been invalidated. This is going to be the previous low before that. But other than that, guys, great work amongst everyone here. Yeah, Rick said, no risk it on biscuit. Exactly. So Daddy over here, he took the trade too. He slightly missed the breakout, but he caught a little bit. So it looks like he took the buy there. And then his other trades here, he took as he came right back down. So nice work right there, Daddy. But yeah, just going back to what I was just saying earlier, guys, like it's really up to you how you guys, your success in trading really depends on you. Because the thing is, I gave you guys all the tools that I use myself. Everyone has the same tools here, right? Everyone uses the same tools. Everyone uses the same strategies. It's up to you to be successful in trading. Just because you guys have the tools doesn't make you an automatic success. You still need to know how to use them. You still need to know how to control your emotions, with trading. So it's it's a learning process. You guys aren't going to learn how to, you guys aren't going to start trading for like a couple months and then be the best trader ever. I've been trading for 11 years now. So I've learned over the years that it's better to be conservative and consistent versus being risky. Because if you're risky, you can easily blow your account like really quickly. If you go into you get into a bad habit of revenge trading, over leveraging, stuff like that. For me, you guys see how I have such a high win rate because I don't really take very many trades. I take maybe one to three trades a day, if not even any. But I only take quality trades. So that is pretty much how I personally trade, and that's how I'm able to stay in this game for a long time. Because I'm sure you guys have seen other traders. You see a lot of traders, they come and go. The trading space it's a churn. Like you see people come, you see people go because people blow their accounts not trading properly. But I mean, it is what it is. All right, so let me see. Jennifer said greed is good, Sean. Greed is good if you're doing it properly, which can be done properly. Being greedy and using proper risk, that's good. But if you're just greedy and taking every single trade and going high leverage, then it's probably not going to be a good thing. Anyways, back to what I was looking at earlier, guys. No entries available right here. We can see that we have a range being established right here. We have a high, and then we have a low down here. Get the high right there. We got the low right there. So as you guys can see, price is currently ranging. Going over to the 3-minute over here. Nothing that's currently available at this moment. We did have this pivot scalp right here. So I didn't take the trade right. I wouldn't have taken that because that was on actual open. You can see this pivot scalp entry came on at 6:30. But if you took it, it would have been full TP. So there's a 3-minute entry right there. I'm obviously not going to put that down because we didn't look at that. I'm showing you that was an entry there, but I wouldn't have taken it because it happened not market open. Looking over here at the 10-minute, there's a couple snipes here that were available. So as you guys can see, but again, like I mentioned before, this went into opening, so I wouldn't have taken these trades here. But if you were to take these trades over here, there are two snipes, right? This candle right here, wick rejection off the pivot structure. Same with this one right here, wick rejection off the pivot structure. So you could have taken the buy here in either candle. That one right there, full TP. That one right there, full TP. That one right there. There's like 4 or 5 back-to-back full TPs here off the snipe. If you are applying that, depends on your trading style. If you want to trade snipe, that's something that you would have looked at. Other than that, not really much else here for us to really look at. Let me go over here and just draw a line over here at the 1 minute so that we know when. So this is going to be opening price right there. So we'll see if like one of two things will probably happen. Price will either come back down, retest the opening price, or price will just continue to push up higher. Right? So we'll see what happens here. Looks like price is continuing to push up even higher. So let's see if this closes above here. This would technically be an entry using the high-low scalps. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if this candle right here closes above, this would be a high-low scalp right there. But it needs to close above this line. So this candle right here needs to close above this line. Then it would be an entry using this strategy right here. Because we do have the high established here. Make sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles have passed. This is established as the high. For the second requirement, we need to confirm that there's a break and close past it. If it doesn't close past it, then there's no entry. But obviously it's going to be a matter of time until we can confirm that. 3 seconds, 2, 1, no closure above, so no entry off that. There's no longer going to be this high has been invalidated. The new high is now going to be, yeah. So it's going to push up a little higher. We're just going to wait for it to confirm. See if this closed above that, that would have been a good entry for that. However, it didn't close above there. It came back down and then it shot up. We're getting close to the New York high from yesterday. So you guys want to be careful. As you guys can see, the green line right here is getting closer to it. What generally could happen when price reaches this point is price can reject off it and come right back down. So something to keep in mind. If this here would have reached this point over here. So let's see. Lisa said, couldn't help myself, took the breakout. Yeah, no, definitely. Hopefully, at least you made some profit off that, Lisa. Talanji said both 3-minute, 10-minute dailies would be sells if they pop up. I'm probably done for the day. No, it's kind of a smart thing to identify, Talanji, because the thing is, like, it might come down, but it might come down later. So I wouldn't take it too early right now, especially because it looks like the fundamentals are pretty strong. Home Depot is up 12 points. I'm not sure what's causing Home Depot to be up so high. We'll check the news real quick to see if there's anything that's been updated, but Home Depot is up about 13 points. It's just super high, pretty much covers all the red stocks right here. That's why it's just pushing up higher and higher as the day goes on. Refreshing this right here, looking at the indexes, the Dow 30 is up 156 points, S&P's up 13 points, Nasdaq's up 32 points, Russell 2K is down 9 points, and the VIX is up about 1 point. So other than that, let's see right here, refresh this. Currently up 166 points right now. So as you guys can see, it's very bullish. So I mean, for the most part, we're pretty bullish today. We're only looking for buys. We're not looking for any sells. And as you can see right there, if you guys remembered what I drew earlier, see that what I drew right there? I mentioned that when price comes up to this New York high, it's probably going to bounce back down. And look what happened. It did exactly what we anticipated, right? Came up, touched the New York high, and then it bounced right back down. So, we're trading with probability, guys. Like, a lot of people who trade, they just trade, mostly off of the, what they see on the charts. But realistically, if you guys want to be trading long term and you guys want to stay in the game, you have to base a lot of stuff off probability. That's why I use a lot of confluences here, right? So for example, here I'm looking at the retail sentiment. If retail sentiment is 61% short, probability of price going up is more likely than price going down, right? Looking over here at the fundamentals, if the fundamentals are currently up 154 points, what's the probability of it continuing up rather than coming down? Odds are it's probably going to keep going up, right? So you have these two right here indicating that price is going to go up. That increases your probability. Looking over here, you can see that price is bullish across the board, across all of these time frames, right? So if price is bullish across the board on the 1 minute, 3 minute, 10 minute, what's the probability of it continuing to go up? Very high, right? So hopefully a lot of this stuff is making sense to you. I mean, some people just don't get it, right? A lot of people don't like that I use all of these confirmations and confluences, but it's all based off probability. I mean, if you use your common sense and basic logic, you guys can see there's a reason why I'm looking at these things in the market. Some people just trade strictly on price action, which is completely fine. And price action does work. Obviously everything ties into price action. Price action is such a general term. What I'm doing here, this is price action. It's just we're using indicators to confirm the moves, but people don't think this is price action, which blows my mind. So, I mean, just to show you guys, this is why I'm looking for a buy here, because probability indicates that price is probably going to continue pushing up higher and higher. And that's why we're not looking for sells. So try to understand that so that you guys aren't confused why we're only looking for buys here. It's because everything's kind of pointing towards the upside. It's kind of like standing in front of a speeding train, right? Praying that it'll stop. Probability of it stopping is not going to be very high. Probability of it continuing in that direction is probably going to be more probable than it going the opposite. So currently right now we're looking for some buys. If price pulls back, that's completely fine because we want it to pull back so that we can catch it as it swings back higher. But yeah, currently right now there's no high that's been established. This is going to be the new high if price comes down a little bit, which is probably going to happen. This is way too overextended at this point. You can see it's up about 660 points or 660 pips. So I mean, I'm just gonna wait for it to come down. I'm not gonna hop in right now and chase that. I don't recommend anyone just hop in for a buy, because what might happen is price will just come down. You'll go into some drawdown when you could have just waited for it to pull back and then catch it as it swings right back up. So right now, we're just pretty much waiting for this. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, no, Rick said it's playing around yesterday's open. Fahad said it's right at London high and New York high. I agree. Yeah, so it was right there. It broke right through it. Now that it broke right through it, it's starting to push up even higher. Jennifer said, why are we having such big moves up today? Bulls are going strong. Home Depot released their Q3. So did Walmart. Okay, perfect. So that's what it was, Jennifer. Thanks for confirming that. I didn't realize that there was earnings being released this week, and I'm not really big on stocks. But that tied in with the news this morning as well. You know, we had the core retail sales and retail sales, which fall under Walmart and Home Depot. So yeah, I guess that's what affected the market, and that's what's pushing Home Depot very high, because Home Depot's up. Yeah, it's currently up 16 points now. That's really high for one stock. And you can see right here, price is now coming back down, which is completely fine. That's what we're looking for here. Obviously you can see that the range is very, very high now. It's a pretty big range. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for the range to get tighter. As price comes down, it's going to come back up. As it comes back up, we'll move the low a bit higher, and then we'll let that range tighten so that we can catch it as it breaks out either higher or lower. But it's just going to be a matter of patience and waiting for that to confirm. Orion said I was shopping at Home Depot yesterday. That's why. Oh man, it's funny. Jennifer said I work with new home construction accounting. I'm on the Home Depot website every day. You're welcome. Right. Noel said reason why I kept my trade open from yesterday, closed today in profit. Nice work, Noel. Yeah, Noel held that from London session yesterday, so it pushed up pretty heavy. Yeah, other than that, I think that's it for right now. Anyways, we're still looking for some trades here. It's just going to be a matter of time until we get this range to tighten a little bit, because we don't really like trading in big ranges. This is okay. If we get a sell signal, that's completely fine, because we want that sell signal to come so that we can catch it as it swings back up for a buy. So let me just delete this stuff right here. Let's go over to the 3-minute, nothing there. 10-minute, nothing here as well. And I think that's about it. Here's the daily right here. So the daily right here, it looks like it got really close to full TP and then it pulled out. This is why I haven't been taking the daily lately, guys, because the market's so wishy-washy. So like if you didn't move your stop loss and profit like you were supposed to, it swung all the way back up. But if you move your stop loss where you're supposed to, you got really close to full TP down here. It went past TP2 twice, so you had 2 opportunities to get out around that price point. However, you know, you should always move your stop loss and profit, especially if you're holding something for this long. So I'm going to turn this off right here so that we're not confused about today's daily. But today's daily would technically be a sell as well, which I wouldn't take because the bias right now is all pointing towards the upside. So we'll be following it. However, there's no indication that I would take a sell here, even if we got a sell. So if we got a sell for the 10-minute, I probably wouldn't take it. If we got a sell for the 3-minute, I wouldn't take it either, because price continues to push up higher and higher. What I'd be looking for here is possibly an invalid sell. So if you get an invalid signal to the sell side and it swings back up, then yeah, I'll take that for a buy. But I'm not necessarily looking for any sells here. Just wouldn't make sense for me to take a sell when price is pushing up so strongly. This right here was not established as the high. The reason for that is because price broke it right here. So after this, there was only 1, 2. This is the 3rd candle. We need 4 or 5 candles in order to establish it as the previous high. So this is no longer the high. This is now the high right here. This is, however, the low. So as you guys can see, the range is getting tighter, right? So the range is now about 600 pips. I mean, it's still pretty wide, but the range has obviously gotten tighter, as you can see right here, which is a good thing. You want the range to be tight so that you can catch it, break outside of it, and then you can take advantage of that move, right? Then you can take the long position right there. So that's cool. We just want to make sure that price establishes this as the high. So what I'm what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to come back down. I make it come down as far as it wants. But I want it to come down so that we can identify the high, and then we can use that as a key price point for us to break, for price to break past it. And then we'll ride the momentum back to the upside. But if price pushes up above it right now, it's going to invalidate this high. And then it's just going to keep establishing more and more highs, which is not necessarily what we're looking for here. Like this right here. You see how price broke above it? This high right here disappeared, right? Because before the higher high was right here, it disappeared because this is now the higher high. It hasn't been established. And now we just move this a little higher. So pretty much just waiting for this. Matthew said sentiment went from 60 to 62 short. So it looks like a lot of people are anticipating the drop back down, which is perfectly fine because we're going to do the complete opposite. If retail traders are trying to catch the top, so this is what happens when people try to counter trend trade, which I don't recommend a lot of people do. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can. I used to be a counter trend trader before. I realized that you get burnt a lot doing this. So you can see the number here increase, right? Went from 60 to now 62. The reason why that number increases is because just use basic psychology, right? Like what would you think if price is so overextended? You think price is going to come back down, right? But the market knows that. They know that a lot of people are looking at the same thing. And they know that a lot of retail traders think that just because it pushed up this high, it's going to have to come back down, right? Which is logical, right? A lot of people think it's going to come back down. However, the market knows that. Market makers, institutions know that. So what are they going to do? They're probably going to let it come down a little bit. They're going to let it come back up. Let it come down a little bit. And what happens when this happens here? People start to bandwagon, right? They see price coming down, and then everyone gets excited. Everyone thinks, oh, it's going to come down. And then as soon as they have enough people here on the short side, they trick you and they swing it all the way back up and they stop everybody out. So don't fall for that trap, guys. I've tried to explain that to you guys so many times in the past. It's typical, right? It's just using basic psychology. If you guys trade long enough, if you guys have been trading long enough and you guys have been caught in that trap, in the past, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So I usually don't follow in the direction of the majority, right? If everyone's trading short, I'm gonna go long. If everyone's trading long, I'm gonna go short. Currently, right now, majority of people are short, so we're just waiting for that to confirm here. My guess is price is going to swing back up even further. So this is perfect because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be waiting for price to break and close past this here. Once it breaks and closes past this line, or if there's another high that's been established, I'm going to keep drawing new highs so that when price finally breaks the high and swings back up, I'm going to be ready to hop into that. So it's just a matter of being patient and waiting for these trades to come. You'll see a lot of other traders where they'll try to catch the bottom or they'll try to catch the high. But it's funny because like that stuff doesn't happen. Like it's actually really hard to catch stuff like that. A lot of people make it seem like it's really simple. But you see those people post their trades like once a month, right? Because they just wait for them to have a win and then they finally post a win. For me, I trade every single day, so I can't hide this stuff. Obviously I trade every day, so you see my analysis and you see my analysis play out. That's the difference between someone who trades consistently and someone who just pretty much only shows when they win. I can't show when I only win because I trade every single day. If I was losing that much, you guys would see it because I trade live with you guys Monday through Friday. It's not like I'm trading with you guys just once a week. And that's probably like the best way to get transparency from a lot of people, right? You want to see them trade every single day, whether they're taking a trade or not. Like for me, I'll be live with you guys and I won't even take trades some days, but you guys will see my analysis throughout the day. I'm not selective with what I show you guys. I'm on the same time every single day, Monday through Friday. There's literally nothing that I could hide from you guys, even if I wanted to. So we're just waiting for this to swing back up. You can see price is coming back down to this New York high. What might happen at this point is price can test it and then bounce right back up. But who knows? We'll see what happens here. It's just going to be a matter of time. It's just being patient, waiting for those perfect entries, waiting for the quality moves to present itself. So let's see, it's 7 o'clock right now. I think we had news at 7, right? We had news. Yeah, we have business inventories at 7, NHB housing market index, which I don't think it's going to affect the market too much. They're forecasting it to be the same. Not really much of a change. However, we do have Fed member Barkin and Fed member Bostic speaking at 9 o'clock. So that's in about 2 hours. And there you go. See how price is rejecting off the New York high and London high. Might just bounce right off here. And there you go. See that? Exactly what we anticipated. Price came down, retested the New York high, London high, and then it bounced right back up. So we'll see. Even though I do anticipate this to swing up, I'm not going to enter the trade, right? Because I still find this as risky. You're basically gambling at this point, unless you have some sort of analysis to really confirm that this is going to swing up as high as you expect, then I would take it. However, right now, I just see this as a bounce back up. So I could have easily taken the trade right there, locked in, 100 pips or whatnot, but I'm not going to take risky trades like that. I'm still looking for my main trade here, looking for it to close above here so that I can take that buy. All right, let's see. I don't think we're close to the all-time high. Let me just check real quick. I just want to make sure that we're not really getting close to it. No, we got a long way to go. Looking over the 10 minutes, super far from the all-time high. All right, so here we go. And this is exactly why I wouldn't have entered the trade, right? Because there's no entry for me. Using any of these strategies here, there was no entry for that specific thing. Obviously, we anticipated this to bounce off it. However, we don't know how far it's going to go. We don't know if it's just going to go up here and then come back down, or whether it's going to go up here and come back down. It's okay to take these trades if you guys have an analysis. That's key. Because like I always remind you guys, there's no right or wrong way to trade, right? You guys can trade price action. You guys can trade K2. You guys can trade momentum. You guys can trade however you like. The main key is that you have a plan in place. Like if you enter a trade, you want to know your stop loss and TP are, so you're already prepared to exit and enter and exit the trade. You don't want to just enter a buy here because you think the price is going to go up, and then you don't know where your stop loss is going to be, and you don't know where your TP is going to be. Every time you go in, you should always go in with a calculated risk. Understand how much can you lose, how much can you make off that trade, and if it's worth it, right? Whenever I take a trade, I always weigh my pros and cons. If I think it's too risky, then I don't take it. If I think it's a good trade, then I'll take it. Right now, I don't really see anything because I kind of see price just going sideways for a bit. Looks like this has established as the low. So this right here is a low. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need about one to two more candles. And once we have that, this would be established as low, which is completely fine because now the range is getting tighter and tighter, right? The range earlier was for about 660 pips. The range now is only 480 pips. So the tighter, the better. You want price to squeeze because when price squeezes, it's just charging up for a breakout. So as price gets tighter and tighter and you see this get smaller and smaller, then what do you think happens when price breaks above here? It's probably going to skyrocket to the upside, right? And that's exactly what we're waiting for here. We're waiting for a move like that. It's not here yet, but when it does happen, we'll be ready for it. Obviously, you can see price is ranging at this point. And it's just a matter of patience. I'm just waiting for this. Here, let's see. Let's go over here real quick. Rav said it may come to opening price at some point. Yeah, I agree, Rav. It might just swing back down at some point later on. There's no there's no clear, there's a direction. It's obviously bullish, but price may come back down to opening price, which should be down here. Let's see. Patrick said lots of trading gurus talk transparency. Sean's the only one I know that trades every day like clockwork, and all of his students trade daily, and we show our trades too. No, exactly, Patrick, and I appreciate that. My main goal here at K2 is to be transparent. There's a lot of traders out there who aren't as transparent, and a lot of people follow those traders, which is completely fine. If you fall for those traders, it's cool. Like it's your choice to follow traders like that. But my main goal here at K2 is transparency, right? Like you never really see me advertise K2. Like I never try to sell you guys these indicators. These indicators are here, and if you guys want to use them, they're available to you. But I'm not here trying to sell these indicators to you guys every day. Like I actually prefer not to sell them to people, because when people sign up to K2, I have to go and explain everything to people, and it's just more work on my end. I'd rather just trade because I make pretty good profit trading every day. That's why for me, like you never see me like, oh, go sign up for K2 or whatever, right? I'm like, if you guys want to sign up, sign up. If you don't want to, that's completely fine, because it doesn't make a difference with my trading, right? Whether you guys are with K2 or not with K2, I still profit trading regardless, because I do the same thing every single day. I'm not here trying to sell you no program. I'm not here trying to sell you no mentorship. I honestly don't even like to mentor. So that's why I don't even, I live such a, what do you call this? A peaceful life. I'd rather not go and have to mentor people, but I'll mentor you guys. If you guys are in K2 and you guys want to be mentored, I'll mentor you, but I'm not here trying to sell you guys a mentorship, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just trade, and, pretty much do what I've been doing every single day. Because if I have to mentor people, it just takes time out of my day where it's just more work for me. And I'm trying to do as little work as possible. I'm just trying to trade, and that's it. And then whoever needs help with trading, I'll help you with trading. But if I don't need to, I'm not going to. So here we're still looking for trades here, guys. It's just a matter of time for us to catch the move here. You can see right here we have a high it's pending right now, but it hasn't been established yet. We have about 4 or 5 candles to establish that. We have so if this high right here is established, which is in like 4 or 5 candles, then the range will be a lot tighter. Jennifer said real AF. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a normal person like you guys, right? I'm just like you guys. I like to trade, and I share my strategies and my indicators with you guys. Like, I never planned to be a mentor to trade. I never planned to be like someone to really be teaching people, but I just provide my tools and everything to you guys if you guys want to use them. But realistically, I just like trading, guys. I'd rather trade than teach. So that's why we do live trading here, because I do this every morning. Regardless, I'll be trading live, whether I was doing this or not. So this just makes it a little more fun, because it gets boring when you trade by yourself. And I'm sure you guys have run into that issue before, right? Trading is a lonely game. Unless you guys have a real solid community that you trade with, it gets boring. Jennifer said, you didn't choose a trading life chose you. Yeah, no, definitely. Anyways, guys, price broke below here. This would be an entry for a sell using the high-low scalp strategy. However, I wouldn't have taken this trade here because, like I mentioned, I'm only looking for buys. If you guys want to take this would be considered a risky trade, but it's technically still a valid entry using the high-low scalp. I personally would not take this trade because everything's pointing towards the upside. But if you guys wanted to take it, it's there. I've marked it up for you. Looking over here, fundamentals are just too strong right now. It's up 157 points. Looking at this right here, it says home builder confidence surges past expectations as buyer demand remains high. Interesting. Yeah, so it looks like, I guess, a lot of people are still trying to buy homes right now, even though the economy we're in and stuff like that. So that's basically why Home Depot went up. And it's probably still up right now. Yeah, Home Depot is up 16 points right there. So yeah, that's pretty much what caused Home Depot to go up like that, which is cool. Other than that, I mean, the stock index is still pretty green. The only red stock here that's like really red is like Boeing and Goldman Sachs. They're down like 4 and 3 points. But if you were to here's an example, guys. So here's how you guys can see how Home Depot is up 16 points. You can subtract all these numbers right here. So 4 plus 3, that's 7, plus 2, that's 9, plus 1, that's 10, 13, right? Minus 13. If you were to do that, Home Depot would still be up 3 points. So literally Home Depot can cover all of these red stocks right here. And that's why it's going to stay green right there. And as you can see right here, this would have hit TP. But like I mentioned, I personally wouldn't have taken the trade because I don't want to take anything risky, right? I hate losing trades. Like if I lose a trade, guys, it ruins my entire day. Like being real with you guys, it literally ruins my entire day. That's why I don't like losing any trades. I wait for stuff that hits. I'd rather make like 1 to 3 good trades a day, and then I call it a day, rather than me taking like 10 trades and losing 2 trades, still being profit, but I'll still be upset with myself because I know that a lot of those trades that I could have avoided a loss were because they were risky. So as you guys can see right here, I marked it up. I explained to you guys why this was an entry. It was an entry using the high-low scalp strategy. For the high-low scalp strategy, you don't take trend into consideration. This is basically a quick move that you take in either direction. And this is exactly what we're looking for, right? If you guys remember my analysis a little while ago, I mentioned we were waiting for the range to get tighter so that price can break above or break below. And that's exactly what happened here, right? Price broke below right here off this candle, and then it pushed below. So if you took this trade here using the high-low scalp, you would have won. You know, first requirement, confirm the previous swing high, which is here, confirm the previous swing low, which should be right here. Confirm price break and close past the previous swing, which would be this candle right here. And then for number 3, you want to confirm you're trading the direction of momentum using the K2 momentum indicator. So this is a sell signal right here. You can see price broke below. We're only looking for sells. We're not taking trend into consideration. For 4, you want to confirm price isn't ranging or consolidating. Price was ranging here, but it broke below, so that qualifies for requirement number 4. And last requirement 5, you just want to make sure that price has not touched this price point prior to it breaking and closing. So with that said, all requirements have been met. That would have been a valid entry for the sell. However, I didn't take the trade, so we're not going to count that as a trade, obviously. I'm only counting trades that I'm actually taking, trades that I'm advising you guys to take. This is not one that I would have advised to take, even though it hit full TP. So, I mean, if you guys took it, great work. If you guys want to send your profits in the group, that's great as well. Noel here, currently up 342. You can see Noel's taking small lot sizes, but he's still making some pretty good profit. So being here at K2, guys, it doesn't matter whether you have a big account or a small account. You can trade a small account and still make some pretty solid profit with us daily. Whether it be your strategy, whether it be other strategies you combine with. That's what a lot of people do. They mix strategies, K2 and whatever they used prior to make their strategy even better. Junior over here locked in a total of 1,601. Obviously, you can see right here, he took the sells and he took the buy earlier. So he locked into pretty nice profit. Total of 1,601 for the day, Junior. Congrats. So as you can see, like, this was a risky trade, but look what happened here. This was a risky trade, but Junior here still took it, and he locked in some pretty nice profit off it. So great work right there, Junior. Other than that, let me take this off. That's done with. We have a new low that's established down here. Not established, it's pending, but that is a new low. So this is completely fine, because what I'm looking for here now, guys, is I'm looking for price to come right back up. If it comes back up and closes above here, then I'll take that buy. It's just going to be a matter of us being patient, waiting for that to swing back up. So I'm still on a bullish bias right now, looking over here at retail sentiment. It's currently 63% short, which is completely fine because we're looking for buys anyways. This just indicates that there's more retail traders that are hopping in to the sell side, which is cool. I want that to happen because the more people on the sell side, the bigger push to the upside. Looking over here at fundamentals, currently up 160 points. Looking at the actual stock index, pretty much the same thing. Home Depot's still killing it. Same stocks here that were red: Goldman Sachs, Walmart, and Boeing. Yeah, I'm surprised Walmart is low when the news was good. I was expecting it to be bullish, just like Home Depot, because retail sales were, let's see. Yeah, core retail sales were up 1.7. Retail sales up 1.7. Everything here looks pretty much solid for the most part. Yeah, I think that's about it. Housing index is up. Business inventories is low. Not really much there. Anyways, looking at current price right now, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So price has touched this low right here. So this low is no longer valid. It's already been invalidated by this candle right here because it's establishing a new low. So going back to the previous low, this would be the next low down here. All right, so not really much going on right now at the moment, guys. Mostly just us waiting for this to establish again. Like, we want it to establish another tight range. Once it establishes that tight range, price can break above or break below, and then that can be opportunity for an entry again using the high-low scalp. Looking at the other strategies here, the pivot scalp, there's no entries for that. Looking over here at the 3-minute, this is an invalid sell. So using the strategy right here, you need a valid momentum signal. So this is invalid sell. Looks like it's going to swing back up. If it swings back up, then we can possibly take that for a buy. Other than that, I think that's about it for right now. You can see price is starting to come down. So this is what Rav was anticipating earlier. He was anticipating price to come back down to opening price, which can happen, or it can continue pushing up. No guarantee it's going to continue to drop like that. This right here, so we have a pending buy signal. If this closes right here, I'm not going to take this pivot scalp. The reason for that is because it's so close to this New York high, New York low. What could happen at this point is price can come back up here and reject off it, right? So I'm not going to enter that. If it does close, I'd rather enter it if it closes above it, because I don't want to be caught in this, in the possibility of it bouncing off this New York high, London high, and then I end up in some heavy drawdown. So there's another confluence that I use there, guys. So as you guys can see, there's multiple confluences that I use. Whenever I take a trade, I do see that there's a pending entry there, but I weigh my pros and cons, right? I'm like, okay, if I enter this trade, what are the odds of it reversing on me? Odds of it reversing on me is probably going to be like right here if price reaches this London, New York high. So that's why I wouldn't take the trade, because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade. This is what I hate. Like when I enter a trade and your TP's past that specific price point, right? So your TP is right there. And what happens is price gets really close to your TP. It rejects off the London, New York high, and then it just reverses on you, right? I'm sure that's happened to you guys before. So in order for me to prevent getting caught in trades like that, I just avoid them. You know, odds are this will probably hit TP, but I'm not going to risk it just to get one small win right there. I'd rather just wait for a better trade to come along before I hop into it. Let's see. Maddie over here just sent me buy at 713. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. So Maddie here is applying the variation to the high-low scalp. Some of you guys know the variation, some of you guys don't. It's a risky way to trade because you're kind of counter trend trading. Like I mentioned before, it's good until it isn't. So it's not something that I necessarily apply very often, but it does work to some extent. So yeah, Maddie, if you wanted to take that right there, that actually looks like it would have hit. So let me just map it right here. I think it was this one right here, right? Yeah. So yeah, if you took that trade right there, you already hit your TP actually. And some of you guys know what that is. A select few of you. It's more of an advanced way of trading, so I don't really teach it to anybody. I'm probably not going to teach it to anybody because it's too risky. But for those of you who are able to catch along and understand what I mean by that variation, it's something that Maddie applies a lot. So you guys have seen Maddie. He just passed his FTMO. So he has an FTMO. Basically, he's getting funded on FTMO, and he's funded on MFF too. So he passes MFF. I don't know how much is this, 100K, I think. Yeah, his 100K account. So he has a 100K MFF pass, and then his FTMO pass as well. So, I mean, it's possible. It's really, really possible for you guys to do that as well. It's just Maddie's been practicing. You know, Maddie's been on point with his trading. He's been getting better every single day. So it's possible to be funded on multiple platforms. It's you know, it's just a better time for you to get better. So Maddie here took the trade, locked in a total of 390. So Maddie took that buy that he was looking at, locked in 390 right there. So good work right there, Maddie. Owen over here took the buy earlier, locked in a total of 1,435. Nice work, Owen. And then Patrick over here as well. Patrick's currently up 12,000 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Yeah, so he took some pretty big moves right there. Great work with Patrick right there. And then his other account over here locked in a total of 3,603. Nice work. Patrick says he's going to call it a day. So yeah, smart move right there, Patrick. You know, make your profit and then just call it a day. That's all you really need. No need to take any unnecessary risk. Paul here as well. Paul said, I took a loss yesterday, but still an overall profit. I'll post when I passed it after this Friday. So Paul's about to pass his FTMO. Looks like he's about to be done. Today he locked in a total of 1,889. And myself, guys, if you guys are in the group, you guys saw that I took a trade last night during Asia session. I locked in 660. So I'm in profit a total of 660 plus 660. I'm in profit a total of 1,320. So yesterday I took a buy. And then the day before that, I took one trade as well. And I locked in 660 as well. So you can see this is a sell. You can see the red, it was a sell. So pretty much this times two. So for this week, I'm in profit a total of 2,640. It's not very much compared to everyone else. Like, you know, you guys can see here that I'm very conservative, but I don't really lose trades. So like for me, it's just a slow process of just consistently winning. which is what I prefer to trade. I don't like to be stressed out, taking risky trades, worried that I'm going to lose a trade. I'd rather take stuff where I know they're going to hit and then be content with my profits. Because I mean, if you think about it, guys, like if I was to do this so say for example, I was doing 1,320 a day, right? For 5 days, or yeah, for 5 days a week, that's 6,660. You multiply that by 4, it's about basically 26,400 a month. A lot of people can live very comfortably making this much monthly. You multiply that by 12 months in the year, that's 300K. So you're making well over 6 figures if you're just consistent with your trading. Like, I know some people want to trade and be like billionaires, but everyone's different. Like for me, I don't really care about being like, I'm not trying to reach that type of level. I'm trying to just be content with like whatever I got. And then just being less stressed out. So like doing this is completely fine with me. And yeah, and Maddie said, multiple accounts, that's a mill. Exactly. So if you guys are like Maddie, and Maddie has FTMO plus MFF or whatever, say you have 2 different, like you have accounts across 2 platforms times 2, that's, double that. So you guys just got to do the math, basically do the math to see how much profit you need to make to be happy, and just stick to it. It's not that difficult. It's really just figuring out what your goals are with trading. Anyways, going back to here, you can see that price is now ranging again. So now it's broken into the range, which is completely fine. This is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted price to break into a range, and then now it's going to have to break out one way or the other, right? And that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for price to break out of here so I can take an entry using the high-low scalp. Or if we get an entry using the pivot scalp, that's completely fine too. Currently right now price is ranging, so it's a matter of time until it does break out of it. But when it does break out, we'll be ready to take that trade. Nothing here on the 3-minute, nothing here on the 10-minute. Pretty much all we got right now is this 1-minute possible entry. Let's see, Twan over here sent his profits. Damn, Twan is killing it right now. This dude just killed it off Bitcoin. Super heavy. He took some bigs, like that big sell when it dropped, and then he just caught it as it swung back up. So yeah, that's crazy, Twan. And guys, just keep in mind, like, it's okay to send profits like this, right? Like some people are practicing and playing. Like this doesn't necessarily mean that this is his real account, right? Because I see a lot of people like that's like the thing that I hate in the group sometimes, guys. Like you'll see people hate on other people for no reason. Like some people are just sharing trades. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is like this is probably unreasonable, right? Making 72K in a day, probably unreasonable, but there's no need to hate on other people, right? If you see people doing good, like they still took a good trade. So thing is, whether it's demo, whether it's funded, whether it's challenge, whether it's verification, whether it's whatever personal account, people are still winning. So like the thing is, people are practicing for when they get to the real account. So like there's no need to put other people down for trying to be better. If you're consistent here, that's great, because once you go to your real account, your personal or your funded, or if you're still in your challenge, you'll be ready. Like you're basically preparing yourself for when you get the real account. So the thing with K2 here, guys, is like it's not just in K2, it's mostly not in K2, but I've seen other groups, because I'm in other groups as well with like former K2 members. It's just I see a lot of toxic people that just hate on people all the time. Like they're mad because other people are doing better than them. But in K2, we're all winning here, so it doesn't really matter. It's all about trading as a team and making sure that everyone is good at what they're doing. So other than that, let's see. Henry had a question here. Do you just use MT4, MT5? Is there a difference? Henry, I only use MT4. I haven't used MT5 before, but I don't think there's much of a difference. I just know that MT5 is obviously more updated, but I don't use it. I've been using MT4, and there's no need for me to switch over to MT5. I mean, if I need to, I'll switch over, but I've never used them before. So I don't know if there's really much of a difference. Sorry, I had a question from Professor. So I saw your question earlier, Professor. I totally skipped over it when I was going down here. Professor had a question asking, sorry, Professor, I totally missed your question earlier. I think you're still here. So Professor said, good morning, Sean Fallon. Missed the last couple of sessions. Did you discuss when you will do a mentoring for the high-low strategy? So I still don't have a, the specific stop loss TP set up yet for that, but maybe we can probably set one up for, I'm thinking maybe today's Tuesday. We can probably set it up for Wednesday, if not like later this afternoon. You know, today's kind of like last minute, so maybe not today. We'll try to set it up maybe Jennifer said we're ready. LOL now. How about now? No, exactly. I know you guys have been wanting to have that mentoring session. I haven't had it yet. The reason for that's because I'm just trying to work on the TP stop loss, but I'll just give you guys like a temporary one. It's not going to be official yet, but we will go over it, or I can go over examples and I can explain to you guys exactly what we're going over. So that you guys can actually like follow the strategy a little better. We're not going to have a set TP stop loss, but we will we'll go over in detail. I'll break down each requirement for you guys so that you guys actually understand everything, how it's done. But we'll try to set that up maybe Wednesday. I'm gonna try to do Wednesday. If Wednesday doesn't work, then we might have to shift it to next week is Thanksgiving, I believe. Yeah, next week is Thanksgiving. So I'll set up a poll, guys. If anything, we might do it next week early, like maybe on the 22nd on Monday, or we can probably try to do it tomorrow. So I'll set up a poll and then we'll see what most people can attend, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. So there's another entry here off the high-low scalp. Again, I'm not going to take a sell because I'm still not looking for sells right now, but I will mark it up for you guys right here because I still find it to be risky due to the fact that fundamentals are still very bullish. It's still up 132 points. Currently, right now, we have DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas testifying before the Senate Judiciary. All right, so I'm not sure what this is covering, but it's basically Homeland Security. It's going to be testifying here. So we have this coming up right now while he's speaking shortly. Looking at the Dow 30 index, it's still pretty bullish. So I'm still looking for buys here. I'm not really looking for sells. Looking at retail sentiment, currently 63% short still. But yeah, DHS Secretary, and DHS stands for Department of Homeland Security. Just in case you guys didn't know that. I didn't know that either. I'm just gonna be straight up. It was right here. That's why I saw it. I was like DHS with DHS, and I saw Department of Homeland Security right here. So basically, it's just testifying with regard to. Well, I mean, this is going to affect the market one way or another. It's not necessarily going to affect it directly, but it can affect it indirectly, depending on what's covered in here. You guys want to keep in mind that there's always something that's going to affect the market one way or another, whether it's, regarding the economy or whether it's regarding something that ties to the economy. So that's going on right now. So if you see some unusual movements in price, that can possibly affect it, not necessarily directly, but it can affect it one way or another. So going over here, you can see that the high-low scalp again hit full TP for whoever caught it. Obviously, I didn't take the trade. And there you go, as price continues to drop lower. It's just too risky right now for me to hop into this stuff. Vincent over here as well. Vincent locked in a total of 3,510. Nice work, Vincent. All right. So this looks good right here for the most part. Rick said these high lows are saving me. Yeah, exactly, right? Jennifer said we can cancel Thanksgiving. Maddie said slowly making its way to opening price. No, exactly. So Rav, if you're still here, this is exactly what Rav was anticipating, right? If you guys remember Rav's message earlier, he said price should eventually reach opening price, which is down here, which is very possible. It can reach it to that point, and then what could happen at this point is price can bounce right back up, or it can continue dropping lower, right? Me being the conservative trader, even though I see price dropping like it is right now, I'm still not going to chase the drop because the last thing I want to do is enter a sell here, and then it just swings all the way back up from this point, which is very possible. So you guys just want to be very careful if you guys are taking these trades for a sell. I know Rick's taking the risky trade, so he's been hitting them. Nice. Yeah, no, definitely. Rav said I caught all the high low on my personal account. Maddie said stacking up sellers. No, I agree, and I totally agree with like what Maddie sees as well. He's basically seeing what I'm anticipating right here. Like this is going to drop a bit, but eventually it's going to have to swing back up, right? So looking at this right here, I'm looking at the retail sentiment, because if this continues to increase, it's just charging up for a swing back to the upside. I think the swing to the upside is for sure going to happen, if not tomorrow, on Thursday. Because if you look over here on the calendar, on Wednesday, we have the Fed speaking, right? So tomorrow we have some light US news, and then at 6:10 we have Fed member Williams speaking. And then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Fed members speaking all tomorrow. Usually when the Fed speaks, it's usually good for the economy, because they usually want to bring morale up here in the US. So if they say something good, then price is usually going to spike right back up. Also, we have two Fed members speaking at 9 right here. We have Fed member Barkin and Fed member Bostic speaking. So one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that when they speak at 9, which is going to be around this area, that's probably what's going to cause a spike back up, right? So the spike back up is probably going to happen over here. This will probably continue to drop. I think this will drop slightly until like 8. It'll probably consolidate a bit. It'll come down lower, and then it'll shoot right back up from here, right? Because this is when the Fed speaks. The Fed speaks here at 9 o'clock. So that's going to be key, because that's basically what we're anticipating right here, right? We're anticipating price to continue dropping, to stack up more sellers. And then when you least expect it, it's just going to shoot right back up. And that's why I'm not hopping into these sells here, because the thing is, your luck's going to run out, right? And that's usually what happens. That's why I don't trade based off luck, guys. I trade based off analysis and off skill, right? I wait for the perfect entries, and then I take the trades. That's the reason why I'm not taking these risky trades here for sells, because price is likely to swing back up eventually. And it's probably going to happen today. If not today, it's going to happen by tomorrow. So that's something that you guys want to be careful with. All right. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else right here. This low right here has been invalidated because this second candle touched it already. So the next low would actually be down here until price starts to swing the other way. Rick said, Sean, you need to stop with your daily bias and trust your own indicators. No, I 100% agree, Rick. But here's the thing. I can't be taking trades like that here on the live, right? I can probably take trades like that when I'm by myself. But when I'm taking trades here on the live, I have to be very accurate with you guys. Like, I can't be taking risky trades, because that's just going to take shots at my credibility, right? If I take risky trades and people start losing trades based off what I recommend or what I advise as, not a good trade, then odds are people are going to start talking shit, right? So that's why for me, I have to be very selective with what I'm taking here on the live. Like I mentioned before, guys, these strategies and indicators work perfectly fine if you want to take risky trades. But on these live sessions, I can't be taking risky trades like that, because I'm not trying to blow anyone's, I don't want anyone to blow their account. Last thing I want is for people to blow their account. I'm more of a conservative trader, and I just want to make sure that everyone's consistent and they, profits continue to come in for them. If you want to be risky, then that's completely fine. That's why you guys have the option to trade on your own. But for me personally, I'm more focused on accuracy and quality trades rather than taking, the riskier trades and getting caught in them. So yeah, no, I agree, Rick. If I was trading not on these live sessions, I could take riskier trades, but since I'm here live, I want to make sure that you guys are only getting quality trades from me, not necessarily stuff that's risky and can possibly hit, but can possibly lose as well. Other than that, let's see. Nice. Maddie took the buy at 7:30, which was right here. Basically what Maddie took here. So I'll show you guys a variation. This is what Maddie's applying. Basically, to apply this variation, you can take trades in both directions using the high-low scalp. So like, for example, here, there was a low that was out. That's right here, right? Price, when it touches it twice and it pushes back in the other direction, odds are it's going to continue pushing, right? So that's why Maddie, every time he cashes these little rejection points, he goes and hits these full TPs right away. And you guys have seen me make profits off this. This is a strategy that I usually apply during, mostly during Asia session, because you see the price range a lot. So like if you go back to my results or not results, but like my profits that I posted a couple weeks ago, where I made like 15K like in a day. It was because I was applying that strategy. I was basically testing that strategy to see how well it worked. It worked very well, but it started to lose. So that's why it's not one that I want to teach you guys, because it's very risky. So if you guys remember, I don't remember where it's at. It was like a day where I took like 15 trades, which I don't normally take. It was like a couple of weeks back. Okay, so like this day right here, right? I made 13K and for that day or whatever. It was like a Monday and a Tuesday. So like I was trading that strategy that Maddie's applying here, but then you can see here that I usually don't lose trades, but I lost 2 trades there. And then I realized that this can turn bad really ugly if I was to teach this to you guys, because the thing is, if you keep hitting back-to-back losses, you're going to end up in the negative eventually. Thankfully, I didn't end up in the negative. You know, I was still 13K in profit off this account, 13K in profit off this account. So it was good, but it's a risky strategy to apply. So, I mean, if you guys understand the risk and you guys are able to accept it, then, you know, by all means, go and apply it. But for me, it's not something that I necessarily want to teach you guys, because the last thing I want to do is have people blow accounts, right? That's the last thing that I want to happen for anyone here. So I'm going to keep away from teaching that. But if you guys do want to apply it, it's pretty simple and it's pretty lucrative if done properly. The only problem with that is that you make so much profit so quickly that you can easily come into a situation where you just start revenge trading. So just something to keep in mind. Yeah, Maddie said, so Maddie just made some more profit here. He said, running variation today, but pulling early because I don't feel comfortable. Better safe than sorry. So Maddie's smart about it, right? Just like I mentioned before, if you don't feel comfortable about a position, just pull out of it. So he's been running variation here, locked in 507, took 2 of them right there, but still doing pretty solid overall. So great work right there, Maddie. See Brian over here said just some quick pokes, too sleepy to trade this morning. So Brian here locked in a total of 1,081 for the day. Nice work, Brian. And then we got John over here locked in a total of 891. Nice work, John. He took a couple trades here off US 30, one buy, a couple sells, and locked in some pretty nice profit overall. So great work right there too, Dejan. Other than that, I think that's it. Gene Bond over here as well. Gene Bond locked in a total of 2,018. So nice work right there, Gene Bond. He's been taking trades in both directions, pretty much catching as it moves around. So great work over there, Gene Bond. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. Samir here is just waiting for some trades as well. If you guys have like some personal messages here, I'll look at them later. So Orlando, I'm not sure if you're here on the live session, but I will check your message shortly. I just don't want to pull it up here on the, let me just see if it's anything important. Gotcha, okay. I'll get back to that a little later, Orlando, so we can discuss. All right, so this new high right here has been, it's pending, but it's soon to be established. We'll have that marked up right there as the high. And as you can see, the range is starting to get tighter and tighter. I'm just waiting for this to swing back up. As soon as it swings back up, I'm ready to enter that buy and take it to the upside. But currently right now, I'm still waiting for that to confirm. Looking at this right here, 62% short. Looking over here, 127 points in the green. Refreshing this right here. Stock index, Home Depot is still up pretty heavily, 15 points. So Home Depot is not budging at all. It's currently at about, it's bouncing around 15 and 16 points, which is great, because they'll just keep US 30 up, even though these start to pull down a little bit. So yeah, just gotta wait pretty much for this to confirm, but you can see prices now starting to range. The range is getting tighter and tighter as we see it. So I'm just gonna draw another line here so that you guys can see where the range currently is. And you can see right here, obviously price is currently ranging. I just need this high to establish, and then once the high is established, I need price to close above it. Once it closes above it, then I can take this for a long right there. But yeah, I'm sticking to my bias, guys. I'm not taking any risky trades. Pretty much just waiting for this to confirm. And then if it closes below, Rick will have another sell there ready for him. Actually, this isn't going to be a sell here, Rick. So if price closes below here, you got to keep in mind that this has already been validated by this following candle. So even if it closes below, this is not going to be considered an entry using the high-low scalp. Let me scroll down a little bit. Noel said, see you, bro. Going to work now. Maybe very conservative today. Thank you. Yes, definitely, Noel. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's see. Rick said, Sean, can you go over that again? I was getting some coffee. I'll go over it a little later, Rick, if we see another one. Yeah, Jay wants me to explain it again. Jennifer said, Sean, start a risky group. Right? Yeah, Ellen said, Sean, can you review that again? Yeah, so everyone wants to see the variation. So I'll go over that shortly. Just give me 1 second. Oh, I know, right, Maddie? Maddie said breaks high above pivots, buy signal, full TP. That's exactly what I'm looking for, Maddie. Like, I want that one good trade so that I can hop into it and capitalize on that move. So, let's see what we got here. All right, I'm pretty much just waiting for this to play out. Nice, Rav caught this 1 minute sell. So again, right here, guys, there's a lot of entries that are coming up in the opposite direction, but I'm not taking them. For example, right here, Rav just said he caught this 1 minute sell. This is a 1 minute sell applying the pivot scalp strategy, right? So like, for example, right here, Rav caught this right here and he hit his TP already. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of entries that are coming up. However, they're not trades that I would recommend or ones that I would take personally because I'm still looking for a buy here. But Rav here caught this. Rav's been catching high lows. Rav's been stacking up these profits on and on. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of entries that are available here. They're just risky entries because they're going against the trend and they're going in the direction of retail sentiment. So I'm not taking any of those trades myself. If you guys do want to take them, just remember that these strategies are available to you guys. You guys can learn these same exact strategies that everyone's applying here. And you guys can have access to these indicators. So as you can see, there's a lot of sell entries that have been coming up, but I personally haven't been taking them myself because it's just a little too risky. Rick said, we all winning. Yeah, no, definitely. Even though I'm just sitting this out, like I'm sitting out most of these moves here, a lot of you guys are still taking these trades. Orain took it too, so nice work, Orain. So a lot of people here are still catching these trades, even though I'm not taking them myself. Great work amongst you guys here. So Orain caught it, Rav caught it, Rick caught it. Rav said, I know it's risky, only taking as I'm not using my FTMO. Nice, nice. That's good work. Rick said, in this low, would not be taking if I'm using my FTMO. So Rick, with this trade right here, this technically wouldn't have been an entry using the high-low, like I was mentioning before, because this this green candle right here invalidated this low because it touched it. So even though you took it, I mean, you probably did take it and it probably hit your TP already. So you can see here, and that's like one way of making it risky, right? For these strategies that I create for you guys here, I try to make it as accurate as possible. But obviously, like what Rick did there is this first requirement where you confirm the previous swing high, swing low. This here was a new requirement. This technically wasn't here before. So Rick using the original strategy from before, this would still be an entry here because we wouldn't have invalidated this this low right here. Basically, if you're just going over the indicator here where these high lows are getting established, that was the original strategy. What I started to realize is that in some instances, when you would have something like that, price would actually bounce off it. So what I did was I included this first requirement and this fifth requirement. Previously, we didn't have these requirements there. So like before, it used to just be these right here. So this was the original strategy. You just confirm a price break and close past a previous swing, and then you just make sure that you're trading the direction of momentum and you make sure that it's not ranging. So this was the original strategy. But what happened was I started to encounter some losses when I was forward testing it. So I ended up including requirements 1 and 5. So Rick used the original strategy, which is perfectly fine. And he would have hit TP off there. But that's not what I'm going to be teaching you guys because like I mentioned, I'm a conservative trader and I want you guys to have high accuracy. So, even though Rick hit that right there, he took it in a risky way. Rick says, so should I give my 225 back? Oh, well, no, Rick, you're completely fine. But that goes to show that some people here are riskier than others, which is completely fine. You guys can trade however risky you want, however conservative you want. But for me, I'm not, because what happens is we get a lot of new traders here in K2, and my main goal is to make sure that you guys are consistent and you guys don't blow your account, because this is a long-term game, right? Once you guys master things, you can start taking riskier moves like Rick's been doing, or like Maddie's been doing, and Raph. You guys can take risky trades, but that's after you've already established your foundation. You don't want to start trading and have bad habits. You want to start trading and develop good habits, and then from there you can start taking riskier trades. But I don't want you guys to just start trading and then start having bad habits like right out the gate. So, all right, this is going to be the new low right here. And then, man, this thing is like not really moving very much. I mean, it's moving down, but it's not really moving back and forth like we were anticipating. But it is coming back to opening price. So as you guys can see right here, I marked this up earlier on this clean chart. This was opening price. Price is coming back down. What might happen is it'll just reject off this point somewhere down here or somewhere down here, and then it'll just bounce right back to the upside. So yeah, pretty much just a matter of us waiting for that to happen. But other than that, John said I took it for 1 pip. Exactly. Yeah, Rav said coming to starting price. So it's getting really close to it right here. The thing with this opening price is that it lines up perfectly with the Asia high. So my guess is that when it reaches this point, it's definitely going to bounce off it. I'm even tempted to put like a buy stop right there and then just catch it as it swings up. But then again, that'd be gambling. So it's not something that I necessarily recommend. New lows right here. Let's see. All right. So let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. I'm good. Now let's see. Yeah, no, a lot of people are messaging me. They're saying that market is weird today again, which I agree. That's why I'm being a little more careful with my trades. New low has been established again right here, or it's not established, but it's pending. So as this continues to drop lower, it's just going to be new lows that just keep coming up. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. I don't really see too much right now. All right, slow market. Man, I was hoping I'd catch one trade with you guys here on the live. I've been taking trades during Asia session, but just like one trade, just to keep my profits consistent and afloat to like what my goals are for the day. I don't really have a goal, but it's to at least have at least one win end of the day and profit. Because that's just that's what the consistency is all about. It's about closing each day in profit and carrying on with it every single day. So other than that, just nothing here. Market's moving really slow. If you guys have questions, drop your questions in the chat. I know you guys want to see the variation strategy, so I'll go over that with you guys shortly. Before I get off the live session, it's 7:48 right now. So if the market doesn't pick up in the next couple of minutes or so, I'll go over that shortly, and then we'll be wrapping it up for the day. I know today's been kind of slow. I think tomorrow will be a lot more volatile. So just keep in mind, tomorrow we have Fed. Well, we have the Fed speaking today, but I don't know if they're talking about anything specific because it's considered light news today. So the Fed is speaking at 9 o'clock. Fed Barkin, Fed Bostic speaking, then Fed Daily, but they're all yellow folders. So that just indicates that it's not going to be they're probably not covering anything very high impact. But Wednesday we have like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 different Fed members speaking, and these are going to be more high impact. So I think Wednesday is going to be a bit more volatile than today. And then Thursday again as well, because we have unemployment claims, Philly Fed manufacturing index, and Fed member Williams speaking, and Evan. So pretty much every day from now until Friday, there's going to be Fed members speaking. Today is like something light because it's yellow folders, but Wednesday they're orange, meaning that they're medium news. Same thing with Thursday, medium folders, and then Friday, high impact plus medium news as well. So volatility should definitely be picking up tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Today and yesterday have been pretty slow, which is fine. I mean, it's early in the week, which is typical. Also, we're getting close to the holidays, so something that you guys want to keep in mind, that the market's probably going to slow down a little bit. We're still going to be trading, but it's going to slow down just like it has been today and yesterday. But other than that, let's see. Yeah, I don't see any other entries here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go over the variation just for you guys to see. It's not something that I'm going to teach you guys because it's a risky strategy to follow. But I'll just show you guys what basically Maddie and a couple of other members have been applying. I didn't really teach this to anybody, but people have seen me do it like behind the scenes, and they've been capitalizing off these moves here. So basically, I'm gonna go over here real quick, rewind this. So for this variation strategy, it basically allows you to trade the high low in both directions. So basically for the high low, if you're trying to catch the sell here, right, you're looking for price to break and close below the low. However, in this situation here, price didn't break below the low. What happened was price down and it rejected off the same exact price point. So you can see the 2 wicks right there, double wick rejection. And this just indicates that price is going to swing back up temporarily. So when you see something like this, what you can do is, even though you're looking for a high-low scalp, you're looking for a variation, meaning instead of trading in the direction of momentum here, you're going to catch it as it just bounces back up slightly. So when you see a low established and then it's rejected off right after, like literally the following candle, odds are price is going to push up slightly, or you can catch like a quick move. So when that happens, when this candle closes, you just enter a quick trade in that direction, which is opposite of the rejection because it rejected off this point and it bounced up. And then you just catch that for a quick move up here. And there you go, right? It's a quick little scalp. As you can see, this is a very lucrative way of trading because you can see how many times it hit, right? So this one right here hit. Looking back over here, same situation, right? We had the low established. This candle right here hit it. This candle right here bounced right off it. So again, same thing, right? We have the low right there. You have this candle right here, wick rejection right directly off it, the same price point. So you would expect this to bounce up again slightly. So if you were to take that again right there for a long, you could take that there, and then you would have hit your full TP right there. So as you can see, this strategy is very lucrative. Like you can make a lot of profit off this strategy. But if you get greedy and you don't follow the rules properly, you can easily blow your account. So again, right here, another win. Let's see if we can find another one. Again, right here, right? The one right after it. So like, I mean, right before it. So we have one right here. You go back over here. Same situation, right? The high's been established, wick rejection right after it. What would you do at this point? You would take a sell, right? A quick sell. Quick sell right there for 100 pips, full TP, right? So if you look at that, there's like 5 back-to-back wins again, right? Right there, just within that little time period. Again, right here, same situation, right? You have the low. You have the low right there, wick rejection off the other one. Take that again for a buy. And then another full TP right there. So as you guys can see, that's like 6, 7 back-to-back wins right there. Easy wins. But so the thing with this is this requires a lot of discipline. You guys can't get greedy. You got to hop in right away and hop into these trades. Like again, right here, here's another one. Like I can show you, there's so many here that just keep appearing. So again, the high is right there. The following candle is a wick rejection, right? Odds are it's going to push down. So what would you do? And it doesn't matter what type of candle it is. It can be any candle. So again, right there, in another short. What happens from that point? full TP, right? So it works very well, but you guys can't get greedy with this. I mean, I can keep going. I literally do this all day, and I can show you that it works like literally every single time. And if I need to make profits real quick, like say if I need to say if I'm doing a challenge, well, I'm not doing a challenge, but if I was doing a challenge on FTO and I got to pass like tomorrow, I can easily, like again right here, right? A low, quick rejection off it, take a buy again right there. You let that run, full TP, right? So Rick's asking the question that he already knows the answer to. It's the same thing it's always been. Yeah, no, Rick was like, never mind. It's the same thing that it's always been. It's been the same thing that we do. It's the same thing as the other strategy. It's just a variation of entry point. But like I mentioned, guys, it's too risky. And Rick, I mean, if you're gonna do this, be very disciplined, because I know you like to take risky trades, and you have to know, you have to pull out of the trade. You can't just be holding on to it hoping that it'll continue to push up higher, because odds are it's probably not going to continue pushing up higher. So, you know, go ahead and play around with it, but you know, understand the risks that come with this with the strategy here. Peter said, and don't do it after a few drinks. Rick said, I'm not disciplined. I always chase the bigger move. No, exactly, Rick. So like this strategy might not work for you, Rick, because you got to be really quick with this, and you got to be disciplined to get in and out. You can't be holding on to it longer than that, you know, 100 pip move, because you're supposed to just get in and out really quickly, because it's counter trend trading. You're basically trading against the direction that you were actually trading in. So like, for example, here, when you're trading, or I guess it's counter momentum trading. When you're trading this strategy, you're trading in the direction of momentum, right? Because you want to trade in that direction. Obviously, if you're doing the opposite way, that's counter. So that's something that you might want to, you know, be careful with. But I mean, it is a fun strategy that you guys can play around with, and it'll definitely yield a lot of profits. It's just you got to be on point with it. Nice. All right, Noel's about to get this workout in. Have a good day, everyone. So definitely, Noel, we'll see you tomorrow. And I'm probably gonna get off right now too. It's 7:56 right now. I'm usually off before 8, so I'm about to log off shortly. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch any of these trades here that I was waiting for. Looks like a lot of you guys locked in some pretty nice profit though. So if you guys have more profit to send in, go ahead and send them in. You know, going over here to the save profits for the day. You guys can see the timestamp. It says today right here. So basically from this morning, these are all the profits that people have made during the live session. So yeah, I mean, Kip over here locked in some pretty heavy profits. Rick over here locked in 512 off that account. Albert 530, Vincent 3,000, Badaddy 77, Noel about 342, Junior 1,601, Maddie over here about 390, and it just continues to go on. So like if you guys have profits to send over, just add them to the send them over, and then I'll add them to the listing a little later when I post up everyone's profits. But other than that, guys, I think that's it for this session. If you guys do have questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me through email or Telegram. I do have a lot of emails to still get through today. So if you guys email me over the weekend, I'm still getting through them. And if you guys emailed me yesterday, I'm still getting through those as well. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you guys do trade today, keep in mind that the Fed is speaking in about an hour. So today's Tuesday, November 16th. The Fed is speaking at 9 o'clock. We have Fed member Barkin and Fed member Bostic speaking. So if you guys do decide to trade, make sure that you understand that the market is going to be risky, probably between 9 and 10, if not 9 till 11, because we do have 2 Fed members speaking today. And then again at 12:30, we have Fed member Daily speaking as well. So you guys just got to keep in mind, if you guys want to trade, you're welcome to trade. But if you guys do lose the trade, you know, understand that it was a risky time to trade. So if you guys want to keep trading, keep trading. If not, I recommend that you sit out the rest of the day or take smaller lot sizes. Or if you want to trade while it's risky, trade, but trade on a demo account, right? Just to, if you get FOMO and you want to trade, I know you're not going to make real profits, but if you guys really, really want to trade, but you don't want to risk any of your actual money, then just trade on a demo. And then that'll be practice for you guys. Otherwise, I do consider the market to be a bit risky. So other than that, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have questions, you know, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll pick back up tomorrow. And I think tomorrow's going to be a lot more volatile. So tomorrow should be a little more fun, and there should be a lot more entries for us to take.